Alright, well, hope you've enjoyed the first couple of parts of our trip so far here in the Azores, heading around in our electric Leaf. We are going to be heading back out now. Make sure if you have missed any of those to go back and check them out. And we're going to head back out some more adventuring today.
That's right.
Alright, off we go again this morning. Yet again, bit of a late start, becoming a trend, but give us more time to charge, and I would bet that we are at, oh, I didn't do that button, 100% again, but we'll find out shortly. So let's hit unlock, and plug, and this guy. And they're already pinching each other? Phenomenal. Okay, done. Good. So the plan today is we're gonna go hit up the far eastern side of the island, which we have not been to yet. So there's a town called Nordeste, which is northeast, and there are a few waterfalls to check out. The first one should be like right along the road at a viewpoint, so no hiking required. Then two other ones that sounded like one you could kind of drive to potentially, as long as the road isn't like flooded out, and it seems very dry here, so I think we'll be fine. And then the other one involves a little bit of a hike, so we'll go do that, and then check out that lighthouse, some viewpoints along the coast, and if time allows, I think we're gonna go try to get at least a couple of afternoon hours at the beach. So let's go and do it. Oh, let's see how we're charge-wise.
Daddy, could you, is it true? Daddy, could you help me get my seatbelt on?
Yes, just a second. Yes. Okay, we didn't charge at all, so that's problematic.
Hotel have...
Huh. Don't know what happened with that. The light was definitely gone. Okay. I guess we're gonna be looking for a fast charger today. Well, that could be exciting. Alright, so here at a Galp gas station where they have the fast charger. We're right on the outskirts of Punta Delgado over there. And thank goodness there's two things here. I've never been happier to see a CHADEMO plug in my life. We've got this cool Citroen EC4 here charging on CCS. We are going to use our CHADEMO port here. First time for everything. Look at this. Woohoo, fun. So, interesting cable management on here. Okay, locked in. So very short cable, both of them. I guess the CCS one's a little bit longer, but it's hard to kind of plug in if you have like a Rivian or an F-150. What's that same problem? Not connected to your vehicle? Process complete. For us. That's CCS. Will it work together or no? Okay, so apparently the unit is not split, and when I plugged in, it kicked hers off for some reason, which is weird. Never seen that happen before. And then she had a hard time like getting it going again, but now it's going. She's at 89%, so I think it'll be a quick wait. It did say that there were four 22 kilowatt AC charger, type 2 AC chargers here, which honestly would be like almost as fast as we can fast charge anyway. So if I could find that, we would use that, but I can't find where that would be. And we do have the cable for that, and I know here in Europe you plug in, you bring your own cable and you just plug it into the unit. But I don't see that anywhere, and I don't want to like lose the spot here and make it confusing or anything. So I think she's going to be done within the next 5 minutes anyway, and it's not worth messing around too much. Maybe I'll go take a look while we're waiting. yeah, no sign of other level 2 chargers, but they do have a car wash, air filling station, windshield wiper stuff.
A car wash?
And vacuum cleaners, and there's a little car rental thing. A whole lot of stuff here at this little service place. Then there's another one over there. I don't see any chargers over there, and it doesn't show up on PlugShare, so not gonna go exploring. I think she's gonna be done soon. But yeah, I mean, very interesting EV infrastructure here. So, I mean, it's not like the island is huge. From here to the very furthest point, I can tell, is less than 30 miles. So it's not like you're gonna be road tripping much, but you know, if you're in need of a fast charge ever, like, or if you don't have a charge at home, it can be definitely difficult kind of getting around here. And especially like the units here all just being these like individual units. It's even worse than Electrify America. I guess must go to the ID4 school of charging etiquette, because clearly going to 100% and holding us up here. And so trying to find instead if there's another option here. And love that Nissan's display unit here has things for petrol stations but no EV charging. Awesome. Alright, take 2 now. Hopefully we have better luck here, and at least there's nobody else here hogging this one. This thing is cranking. So, let's try again. We have multiple options here at least. There's AC, CCS, and CHADEMO. Let's try our CHADEMO friend. Okay. Alright. Okay. 20, is that 29 cents per kilowatt hour? Okay. Alright, let's see here. Card not authorized. Alright, let's try the other one. These are the cards that the rental agency gave us. Okay, good. You have energy. CHADEMO. Choose your energy. CHADEMO. Plug the cable and press start. Starts. Hey, we're going. It said 1%, 20%. Okay. I think. All right, cool. Just communicated that, and charging. Maybe. Okay. No idea what the speed is here. It doesn't say. I guess we could time it. Let's see. So we've done, let's do 20 seconds. Okay, in 20 seconds we've done, let's call it 20 kilowatt hour, 20 kilowatts. What? 0.2 kilowatt hours. Sorry, I'm tired today. So that means in a minute we will do 0.6. In an hour 36. Oof, okay. Hey, it's something. Oh, I see. So what do you pay per minute? That's not great for us because we charge so slow. Oh well, alright, well, let's get charged here. So this is apparently the most you can see in the car is just that, what our current state of charge is, and I guess our range, but it doesn't tell you like how fast you're charging, and there's a blinking light there that indicates we are charging, but that's it. It would be nice to have more information here. Alright, nearly there. Let's just take a look at some of the stuff here for interest. So I figured out the pricing. So 24 minutes, we put 28.34 kilowatts or kilowatt hours in. Wait, is that right? No, I think that's the speed. That should tell us how much we put in, huh? Okay, that's not changing. So I guess that's the maximum we can do. So I believe the Leaf here can charge at, what did I figure out? 60 kilowatts. It can charge from 0 to 100% in 40 minutes, or 2/3 of an hour. It's a 40 kilowatt hour battery, so 40 is 2/3 of 60. Yeah, so 60 would be the maximum. And it says it's capable of charging up to 440 volts. This is capable of 50 to 500 volts, but seems to be amperage limited because we're not doing 60. So here's the nameplate on here, and this is a EFA power unit. It's a 50 kilowatt unit. It can output 50 to 500 volts, up to 120 amps, and although, an AC, okay, I see. So then an AC can do up to 400 volts and 630 amps. And it uses natural cooling, which is to say it's got some fans in it, and that's about it. So there's like a communication thing here, probably for power, and then just lots of vents on here. I've never heard of this unit before, but it's very well ventilated, and it's super windy here too, and cool, so I think it probably can do all right. But you can hear it's just absolutely chugging here. And interesting, it looks like it's probably capable of dual output, but I am not totally sure. And yeah. So 30 minutes now, we've gone from like 20 to, I think we're just about at 70% now. I think it's with a battery this small. Yeah, you can actually like watch it, the charging percent increase, sort of like your phone. So we're at 71%. I can't tell anything about our speed, so I don't know if we're like tapering or anything, but I think we're probably gonna get going here. And so I think we have to do this again to like actually see our information. Yeah, okay. Okay, there we go. So we've 27 minutes, we've put in 16.5 kilowatt hours. Okay. Still that here? Yeah, there's not like a whole lot of information on here. So, not the fastest charging in the world for sure, but part of it is, well, part of it is just the capability of the hardware, but the other thing is, since this was an early EV, although they could have changed this in the meantime, this was air-cooled, which is what they called basically having no active cooling. So most EVs now have got active cooling to the batteries, which allow you to put a lot more energy and thus heat into it, and kind of manage the battery temperature safely, whereas this doesn't, so it can't allow them to get too hot, which is why the charging rates are lower. I don't know the technical limitations of CHADEMO either, but I believe it doesn't go to like a super high energy capability either. Alright, are we at... I want to do 174 kilometers just to be safe, so we'll do like 75%. Then we'll get unplugging here. I didn't see anything about how much we're going to be charged here, but I guess this is, since it's on the card here, this is just going to go back to the rental agency. And the way that this stuff usually works in Europe and probably the rest of the world except for North America is, like, instead of having all of these different apps and stuff, you just have like a RFID card that you have an account on, and you can use this at most different networks. So even though this is for Galp, which is one of the gas stations here, and we're at a Repsol, still seems to work here. And this is just tied back to the rental car agency, so I should just go to them and it'll go on our bill. Alright, so I think we're going to be done here. Seems to be good enough, so let's hit stop. And boom. Okay. So still no idea how much that is actually costing us. Just done. Okay. Okay, I guess we're done. Alright, so let's unplug and get back out of here and go on our day. Alright, well that was an interesting experience. I'm glad we at least got to check out the fast charging here and use CHADEMO for the first time. But that was kind of annoying, and I would much rather just charge on the 110 outlet in the hotel and do that overnight while we're not wasting any time. And I would imagine if you have a car like this, you probably just want to charge it overnight in your garage or apartment or parking lot or whatever also. All right, so an interesting charging experience, and I have to say I do kind of like the European thing where most of the chargers are at like gas stations and service centers, because at least you have like the existing infrastructure there, like food, restrooms, and even things for the car like car washes and windshield wipers and garbage and everything like that. Whereas in the US, most of the time we get them like in separate locations and they're sort of around shopping, but you're not like shopping at those places. It's kind of awkward. So I actually think that works pretty well, and especially like in mainland Europe where they have them along the big, you know, Autobahn and Autostrada and stuff service centers, I think it makes a lot of sense because you're just leveraging what's already there. All right, so we made it to the waterfall, and it is beautiful, very serene, and we had it all to ourselves for a while, and now it's getting a little bit more crowded, but beautiful, sun's coming out, and turning into a lovely day here. So we're gonna go head all the way back up now, big steep climb, and then head over to the next set of waterfalls too. All right, so we just went 10 minutes up the road, barely, from Salto de Farina. Now we are at what is this? Ribeira das Caldeiras, which is a nature park, and it's gorgeous. It's like this river gorge, these terraces here, nice little cafe here where you might be having a super bock, and then there's a little hike to a waterfall here. Alright, so we're basically now just like circumnavigating the island. We're all the way in the northeastern point. We just went past Northeste. We went and saw the Arnel Lighthouse from the viewpoint, and now we are at the viewpoint of Miradoro da Ponta do Sossego, overlooking the water here. The waves crashing. Well, water is very calm today. It's turned into a lovely day. So there's beautiful gardens here, tons of picnic tables, everybody's out picnicking. And we're gonna go continue around the island, I think probably to that viewpoint over there where the bus is, and then head down to Praia de Fogo, the beach that we like the most. All right, well, instead of the beach, we decided to come to this short little hike to Salto de Prego waterfall, which is turning out to be a little more stressful than I thought, but but I think we'll make it. Shouldn't be too far, I think. All right, well, as you can see in here, we made it to the waterfall, Salto de Prego, and it is beautiful. There's gorgeous cascades on there, even though it is not rainy season, it's dry season. Still, tons of waterfall here. This is awesome. Wish we had brought stuff to take a little dip in there. All right, fun hike, beautiful waterfalls, and now we are heading back to Ponta Delgada. Basically, like now, even though we're all the way in the southeast of the island, and Ponta Delgada is the southwest, we don't just go like straight across. We have to go over, up, over, down, over. I guess because of like where the major roads are. So it's gonna take us about an hour and 15 minutes to get there, but we're gonna stop most of the way there at a pizza spot because we need a little bit of a difference from the like Portuguese taverna food that we've had every single night so far.
Arlo?
So how many minutes do we get to the restaurant?
An hour and 10. Now,
It's
the
10
challenge here is
10 kilometers from the restaurant to our hotel.
Okay. So, but the problem is the only spot that, okay, so we have 85 kilometers of range, although it's already down to 83 since we started driving. We need to go 55 to the restaurant and then another 10 after. So we have a buffer of about 20 in total, but we need to go like straight uphill for a while here.
But then we're going down.
And then presumably downhill toward the end, yeah. And because of the sparsity of charging on the island, our only like fast charging spot is in Furnas, which is sort of, so if we're doing like a...
It's a little bit on the way. It's
like that, it's sort of like the first part that you go like, or it's like where you go up before the first charge part. So we need to gauge by then if we're gonna need the charge or not. We'll see, 20 kilometers is like, I'm totally fine with that much buffer. But if we're somehow, like if we're down to, let's say less than 10 by the time we get to the charger, we need to charge. That's the plan. All right, so we are here in Furnas, and this was our bailout spot, and we are bailing out. We did quite a lot of climbing of elevation and went down to a 10-kilometer buffer to the restaurant, which is 10 kilometers from our hotel, so we would have had absolutely zero buffer. So we were starting to recuperate a little bit as we descended a little bit coming into town here, but wasn't enough to leave us comfortable. So we've got this here, might as well use it. And I mean, similar to the other one, even though I don't know what the pricing or anything is, might as well do it. Looks like basically the same unit here. I don't know if this is working. It's not giving me a lot of confidence so far. Can you see anything? Okay, there we go. I think it just detected that we're plugged in now. At least the car did. We have no lights up there, so I don't think we are charging. You know, unplug and plug back in. So I think this icon means that it has no network signal and we can't start. So that is not good. Alright, so we've got our Type 2 cable here, which would, yeah, let's see. So that's gonna go in here. The car. This is going to go into the machine over here.
So let's go. Oh, well, let's...
the machine over here. And now we need our card. Yet again, no information on pricing or anything of that nature. Oh no, sorry. Here's the pricing, I guess, maybe. Does it actually say? No. No, it does not. Cool. Oh. Tap your card for English language. Okay, sure. Checking the card. Output selected. Connecting. Okay, we are charging. Yay! So this should be 22 kilowatts, which is nice benefit of, I guess is the voltage or is it the amperage in Europe? Yeah, 22 kilovolt amps. What does kVA mean? I don't know, it should be kilowatts. Yeah, which is a benefit of the, I believe it's the voltage here. Can we tell from here? Nope, can't read that. So I'm not sure which one. But anyway, but that's as opposed to like the typical 7.2 kilowatts that you would get in the US. So that's quite nice, and we'll actually get a pretty good charge while we're here.
I need water.
Alright, so we just walked around town a little bit, which was quite cool. They have a little festival going on. And pizza's ready. Oh, okay. So I think that was probably, oh, let's see if it says on here. I think probably 20, maybe 30 minutes at the most. I need to tap our card again. I don't exactly remember which one we did. Was it this one? Or was it the gulp one? Was this one? Yep, okay. 36 minutes and we put in almost 4 kilowatt hours. That is quite slow. Actually, I don't even know if the Leaf, now that I think about it, is capable of 22 kilowatt of charging. But hey, it gave us something. And how do we do stop? Okay, so tap card again to stop, I guess. Stop, okay. Unplug cable. And we'll be on our way. Alright, so up to 22% and 55 kilometers now. Not a whole lot for 30 minutes of charging, really. Yeah. I don't know if that's the charger should do 22 kilowatts.
Actually 1 month.
So I think it's a Leaf limitation. But okay, so we've got our cable packed back up. We take it with us, which is kind of nice. And off we go. Nobody else used this charger the whole time here. Interesting location. Alright, we're back here in our garage and we're charging, and I'm going to make absolutely sure 100% that it is charging. The light is going there and blinking. So we should be good. Okay, we have blinking light in there. So we are charging. That shows power. Good, we're charging. I'm still going to come back and check later just to make sure because I don't want to deal with it again tomorrow. Alright, we're back in our apartment now for pizza night. And I just want to say that it was interesting that we found those chargers there in the town of Lagoa. That was the first real sign I've seen of like EV infrastructure investment here, because those ones were pretty new and seemed like it was also like the town that we saw the most EVs in. There was an i3 parked there and a Tesla drove by. Nobody else was charging, of course, but at least there's something going in there. Kind of weird to me, at least, that I haven't seen like any more recent ones or anything being built out in Ponta Delgada or in any of the other towns that we've been in. So, interesting. Well, problem with charging again overnight. Only went to 26%, even though I checked it in the middle of the night.
Should I be Yuki or
So I don't know. It says that there's power from the outlet, but or it says ready but no power. So I don't know. Maybe
no, you're gonna be forced.
so they don't want us charging, or something is just like faulting or something while we're out. So I think we've got enough to make it around today. Should we charge just so we have extra, especially if we're driving to the park and stuff?
Yeah.
I think we'll go charge for 10 minutes or so.
10, 20 minutes.
Yeah. And then we need to figure out something for tonight. Well, I guess tomorrow night is the bigger thing, but
Why is tomorrow night?
because we need to turn it back in, I assume, with the same charge as we got it.
Did they tell you that?
No.
Okay.
We'll see. All right, well, time to, we can go check out that charger again and see if that C4 is still sitting there charging past 100.
No.
All right, so we're here at the EDA, which is the electric provider here on the Azores. And yeah, they have these, they have 12 different Nissan vehicles here. There are 9 Leafs and 3 of these ENV 200 vans. And what is really cool here is, so they have these ABB chargers.
Guys, shush.
And then these big boys here. These are bi-directional vehicle to grid chargers. So these are used during the day for like service calls and taking care of, I guess, their electric clients. And then they come back here, park in, and this charges it back up at night and fills it back in. All right, well that one was easier today. Just plugged right in and going, and nobody else here taking this up. So here we go, and hopefully it won't be all that long. I think we're gonna charge for maybe like 10-15 minutes. Kind of a pain though. Oh, we have another Peugeot Start E208 coming to charge here. And I don't know if this is gonna work with us or not. So anyway, we got chased away from the electric supplier there. They came out within about 10 seconds of me being there, despite not being able to answer any of my emails about wanting to talk to them about it. But anyway, I thought...
It's just a security guard though.
I know. I'm just saying that they have a response for that and not emails.
I don't know if he was telling you couldn't record or if he was telling you can't be there. Like you can't charge there.
I think he's just saying we couldn't charge there, which I know. So there's a lot of spots there. Yeah. So I think it's a really cool application, the way that they are effectively using all of those vehicles' battery banks as like mobile battery storage for their energy. So a lot of the energy on this island is produced by renewables, so wind and solar, which produce more during the day than at nighttime. And so they produce all of that, are able to store it up through the chargers going into the batteries of the vehicles. Vehicles are then used during the day, but they don't use up all of the energy. And then when they come back in, they plug in at night and they can deliver the excess capacity back into the grid and help with the demand overnight when it's actually higher with lighting and air and stuff when people are back home. So I think that's really cool. It's an interesting pilot. They said it's been quite successful so far. They've been running it for about 2.5 years now, and it seems like it's doing well. The initial press release was that there were 12 spots for it. I didn't like count them individually, but it looked to me like there were more than 12 charging spots at least there. So maybe they've expanded it already. I'd love to learn more about it, but unfortunately that was all the time that we could spend looking at it there. But interesting, and I would love to see the ADP, I guess Azores Department of Power, maybe? Expand out more charging, not in like their private parking lot, but across the island, because they're definitely in need of it here. And the demand is only gonna get higher and higher. So that was quite cool to check out, and love to see it. I would love to see similar things like across, I'm sure there are ones across the US, you just don't hear as much about them because it's not as like local. But that's awesome and really cool to see. Alright, that was awesome. This is apparently their grand opening party. They opened only 2 weeks ago, which is why I never saw it when we were like researching stuff to do here. But absolutely love this. This is a blast. Here was pretty good. Good food and space here is great. Kept the kid occupied. So if you're coming here, I highly recommend. So there's a iX1 here. So I don't know how that's different than just the regular iX, but it's the xDrive 30. I think this is what we had in France last year. I don't know if iX1 is the same as iX or not, but awesome. And then Tesla over there, it's a brand new Model 3 Highland, which definitely first time we've seen that here in the Azores, so somebody must have just brought this over. Not only is there a brand new Model 3, but a horsey. Yeah?
If they brought it here, it would be a different place.
Oh, if you gave her a different... Yeah, but...
I saw a park in New Jersey, right?
Alright, we're heading back now. We had a great little time at the brewery, and I totally understand now, like, the appeal. So it was like all Americans there, basically, little expat community. And I totally understand it. Like, if you're, a lot of people, I guess, you know, retiring out here, or it seemed like just like a lot of families also are moving out here, I guess, because of the cost of living. But like if you're out here, even if you speak Portuguese and stuff, I feel like you would just sort of be, like you'd feel so alone all the time not being part of like the ingrained community. And so that like having a little, you know, network and stuff through that makes a lot of sense. So everyone there was like introducing themselves to each other. Everyone was asking like if we, you know, lived out here or like how long and stuff we were here. I felt bad that we were just visiting, but you know, whatever, they're all making connections with each other. And then, you know, I think that place is probably gonna do great, just like basically being the little American community. But like this is such a great place to retire to. It's not that like the island itself, I get like if you're into beaches and golf and hiking and stuff, I think you'd be fine here, even if you like, you just kind of, you know, hang out in your own place a lot of the time. But then the connection to Europe also would just be really advantageous. So I could see it, and then like the weather's, you know, never really any different here. It's just a matter of how much rain, and the temperature is kind of always the same. So I get it. But anyway, we are now driving back, and once again we are like running low on charge. We're down to 18%, 43 kilometers of range left, but we're only going another 9 kilometers. So we should be fine. It's just now I'm like starting to get a little bit stressed about the charging at the hotel. But we're gonna go plug in now, get ready for dinner. On the way out, I'm just gonna check and make sure it's still charging. When we get back, I'm gonna check again. Depending on what time it is, might even come back and do another stop. Yeah. But I really want to make sure like we get a good charge for tonight. And then I'm not really sure what our plan exactly for tomorrow is. There's like a bunch of little random things we haven't done yet that we still kind of want to do. The kids also want to do the beach, so we'll see about that. There's the other brewery that was right next to this one that I want to check out still. And then we didn't get to the pineapple plantation. So I don't know, we're gonna see which of those things we care most about doing. There's also some hikes we didn't do, but we'll see. Alright, anywho, we should be getting back soon and be at pretty low state of charge. Alright, we are back and oops. Okay, and 14%, 39 kilometers left. We're gonna go plug in. Hopefully we actually charge this time. Alright, in and charging. Lights blinking. Power. Let's see how this goes in like another hour from now. Alright, well, we stayed out way too late. It's past midnight. We're at the San Pedro Festival with Sao Miguel's greatest ever ABBA tribute band. And it was a ton of fun. The kids loved running around the playground there. We've got this sweet ID3 over here. Looks brand new to me. And really is not much smaller than the ID4, just a bit shorter in height and then a little bit more like cut back here. But I think it looks great. I would love this in the US also. Yet another cool EV we don't get. Come on, Volkswagen. But I believe this is also going to be the basis of the new GTI electric when that eventually comes out, which is awesome. I love the wheels on this. Just looks very traditional, but also very nice. And this color is awesome. Just awesome EVs here in Europe that I really wish we could get in the United States. Maybe they wouldn't sell like the absolute best, but I could still see a lot of people who'd be interested in this, and this is an awesome looking little hatch. All right, 12:30 at night, and we are still charging for the little LED light there. That's something. Yay. Yeah, all right, good morning. Checking the car. So no lights on there. Not the best sign. This just says ready, no power. I think that just means though that it's not pulling charge. So let's see. Ooh, 100%. Nice. All right. Perfect. So we are good for the day. I'm gonna unplug this and we're gonna head out in a little bit here, but I just wanted to make sure it was working, and it is. All right, well, we found the actual BYD store here in Ponta Delgada, and unfortunately we found it on our last day here, and it is the only day that they're closed. Yeah. So they've got a couple of vehicles on display here. There is a Han, looks like a nice premium sedan, kind of Model SE. Then this one, I believe, is the Seal, which is a more like performance-oriented, a little bit more affordable one, kind of like your Model 3 competitor. And then over there is the Atto 3, which I've not heard of before, but appears to be like their kind of smaller size SUV crossover type thing. So reserved, sold. This one. We haven't actually seen that many BYDs here in person on the island. I think we've seen like 3 in total. And I think one of them was like basically something for the Euro Cup. But these are awesome looking cars, 100% electric of course.
One has a soccer side.
So this is the BYD Han. Very like performance-y racing kind of seats in there. And you just see like how nice and big the back is. Really big door to get in. Really nice styling. I mean, the Chinese EVs are definitely, you know, here. They are making them in China, of course. But sorry, I meant to say they are being sold in Europe and you know, here in the Azores, and that's even despite like some of the tariffs and stuff that they're imposing there to reduce them. But I think these are awesome looking vehicles, really good features, and the cost is incredible on these. Really strong range and charging performance also, and just I think they look great, and there's a reason they're trying to keep them out of a lot of other countries, just because they've been so heavily subsidized in their production. But they are quite nice, and I think that they would do really, really well if we were to get them, probably to the detriment of a lot of the other vehicle brands. So whether or not you believe in like the protectionism for it, they definitely exist. People are gonna, you know, learn about them, and they're super competitive. So I at least would like to see other manufacturers competing with these and trying to, you know, keep up and do some of the things that they're doing in terms of their development as well. Maybe not in the way that they are actively doing it, but at least to have, you know, similar affordability and charging performance would be awesome. And then right next door, I think part of the same group here, this iGreen, is all of these e-bikes. So you have all these cool ones from 10 Ways here. I love the styling on this green one here. It looks awesome, a little bit like retro-y. Yeah, they're e-bikes. Yeah, this one.
They're electric?
Yep.
And look at the bars.
Look at the drivetrain on them. They're like rubber, yeah.
Look at the balloons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a lot of balloons in there.
There are a lot of balloons, yeah.
Why
So I don't honestly know all that much about e-bikes. It's not my area of focus, but these look awesome. I would love to test these out.
Ooh, there's also motorcycles.
Yep.
The scooter.
Toro.
There's scooters too.
Yep. Scooters. Some fat bikes back there. Some more traditional like roadie bikes here. Maybe kind of cross.
And there's a like 3 little scooter thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
There's like little EV area here, and then Silencio, I'm assuming, is a e-scooter here. This is the Silencio S01. It's just under 6,000 euros.
This motorcycle.
Yeah, look at the color of that.
Yeah,
that's electric
really
also, guys.
Funny. I'm gonna get that motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get that green motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
And then here's a gray one, which
Yeah.
is not that much actually.
Yeah, this one's
Look at the
is more
Homelander.
7,000 euros.
Oh, there's a
And the one
Homelander
back
thing.
in the back there must be the affordable one. It's only 5,000.
There's
So
a
I
Homelander
can't really see the
thing.
difference here.
Guys, there's the Homelander of that one.
So they're starting at almost at 9,206 euros.
That one's 7,000.
This one's at almost 7.
That one's 5,000. This one costs.
Okay, this is the SO1 Plus. All right, well, we had a nice afternoon kind of lazing about. We had some nice pool time, reading. There was a little bit of napping, not from me, but from them. And now we're gonna go head back out in the leaf here to Cerveceria Volcana, which is right next to the brewery that we were at yesterday, but we didn't get a chance to go to. So we're gonna try out some of the finest that the island has to offer. Again, we brought Uno this time, so should have a nice time there. And the weather has been very variable. Clouds in and out, sun's here, then gone. So I hope we get some nice weather while we're there and can sit outside, but we will see. All right, off we go. Thankfully, we had no issues with charging and we're at 100% from the night. I feel like we have spent an awful lot of time in this leaf in the, well, I guess now it's 9 days that we've been here and 10 by tomorrow. But we will be dropping it back off in the morning on our way to the airport. I mean, actually at the airport. And it's not a very long drive, so we won't have much time to recap or summarize there. So we'll give some impressions and final thoughts after driving this around for more than a week. So first off, I don't think I would recommend this for a family of 5. There is a reason 3-row SUVs exist. These kids have just been on top of each other endlessly, and the lack of space from each other just has resulted in constant bickering and shoving, which is kind of a constant anyway, regardless of the car, but it certainly hasn't helped things. But I think, you know, this is a pretty good, like, city vehicle. Makes sense for a place like this island where you're never driving around super long distances. You're not going on like a long road trip. But with the charging, it's just, even like the fast charging on CHADEMO is slow enough that you're going to be sitting there for, it's like almost the same time as charging, you know, a car with much more range like our Tesla or Rivian. And so even with like this only, you know, 40 kilowatt hour battery, it still just takes forever to charge it up. And by forever, I mean like, you know, probably 40 minutes if you're going to like 80%. I'd say about an hour to go to 100%. And, you know, that's never getting you more than, what, 240 kilometers basically? Based on our usage here? So that really kind of limits the usability. But if it's, you know, a second car, third car, or you're just not road tripping much, it is fine for that. I'm not sure I would want to be in here for more than about an hour of driving at a time anyway. It's not the most comfortable. It's not horrible, but like you can just tell, you know, quality of the seats is usable, but not like plush and luxurious. I really don't have much like support. There's no bolstering in the seat here. I kind of feel like I'm just on like a flat plank basically.
Also, they're very low. Like there's no, I've been looking, there's no gear for me to like crank the seat.
Yeah, I can't go up or down.
Up.
No.
I
feel like I'm too high.
And I feel like I'm sunken, like I'm always on like kind of an incline.
I usually like to be like all the way down, but I feel like I'm up high.
You would love this seat. I feel like I can't see. Oh, when did you put this here?
Last night. Granted, this is like the you know, the rental car spec, so it's the lowest one.
Yeah.
But like no manual seats. Yeah.
Should still be able to adjust the seat.
The on-off button has been the biggest stress point for me with this, and like the main reason I would honestly, I don't know, would I say it like that in itself is the main reason I wouldn't get this. I think probably the range and the charging would be, but the on-off button drives me crazy. I will never get a car with an on-off button again. I know, like, I criticize people for having these super strong opinions about CarPlay and whether or not you need it, but to me it's on-off button. That's the make or break.
You really don't need an on-off button in an electric car. You shouldn't.
No, it makes no sense. It's just inconvenient. But I feel like this car also goes out of its way to sort of make some of the benefits of an electric vehicle like harder than they need to be. So the fact that I have to like do this secondary switch into the regenerative braking mode, which does make a big difference in terms of range, especially here, like going up and down these mountains. And like every once in a while I would forget to have it on, and I was like, why is our range like seeming so much worse this time than normal? And then you realize you haven't been regenerating at all. And then even still, like this e-pedal thing It's good. Like it lets you mostly one pedal drive, but there's still times I have to like slam the brake on basically because it's just not enough, and it leaves you sort of coasting at the bottom of like speed, and then it's just like really unnatural when you have to like apply the brakes because you don't quite know like how much pressure to put on there. But for like a little rental car, especially here in the Azores, I think like this was perfect. I would have rather had this than
I would not have wanted anything bigger.
Yeah,
I almost
nothing
think
better.
This was like a little.
Yeah. Oh, turning radius on this horrible. Like I've never noticed a poor turning radius as much as I have in this car. But partially it was like the garage where that made it like worse. But driving around the streets and stuff too, I just like always had a hard time getting this thing maneuvered. And then the cameras and backup like proximity sensors and stuff are also not helpful. It just there's only like one level and it starts beeping when you're still quite far from things, but it doesn't change at all like the closer you get. And then the way the cameras are,
intensity and the color on here doesn't change either to say if you're getting closer.
Right. And then like the camera has the line, like green, yellow, red line, but the back of the car is actually closer than where the red line is. So if you went all the way to it, you would hit something. And the proximity sensor, I don't trust enough to like get that close.
And the camera is off because it shows that you're a lot. The one camera shows that you're further, while the other camera shows that you're like on top of the thing.
Yeah, yep. And then like the 360 view, it has like a weird angle to it too. So like I end up with the car at a slight diagonal angle every time I'm parking it because like backing into something because of that. Okay, but with all of those criticisms of it, like again for this trip it was great. I would much rather have this, especially being electric, than some random cheapy ice car. And then the electric thing too, like even though those 2 days where we couldn't charge at the place were stressful and the infrastructure here is not great, and like if we had known that we had the charging at the apartment it would have been even better, but like being able to use that every day, we didn't have to worry about going to gas stations. Like we just charged up from that and basically always had enough charge for the day. So that was fantastic. I still have no idea like what happened those 2 days when we didn't get charged, but
I wonder if it was too low on range for some reason here, and something was tripping up.
Yeah.
But I mean, does this have an app? Like if we were heavily, would we have an app? Yeah, that was also convenient, like not having the data in front of you.
With Teslas, when you rent from Hertz, you actually like they set it up so you can see in the app and stuff. I wish that you could have done that with this. Yeah, would have been nice.
Because you would have known. Like I feel like there's a lot we don't know about this car, so we couldn't. Yeah. Because it could have been because both of those days where we came in on fumes, right?
Yeah.
Pretty fumes. So you didn't know how bad it was or wasn't.
Right.
And the other days we had like over 50% by the time we charged. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Also, like if I screwed something up by turning the car on and off or anything like that.
Also, I don't know.
We'll but like you can't tell because then you don't know if you're charging until the car's on. I still don't like that you can't tell how fast you're charging. You can't set a battery limit. These actually, you can get them super cheap in resale because a lot of them have really bad battery degradation.
Because you've probably charged it to 100%.
Because it's always been charged to 100%. Yep. And they have no cooling on the batteries. It's just it's all passive.
It's just not a very thought out design of a car.
It was just very early, but then my bigger thing is like they had a long time of making these and didn't do a whole lot to improve it. Yeah. But I guess they supposedly took a lot of that learning and have applied it to like the Aria and then whatever kind of replaces this.
Are they still producing in general?
The Leaf is done this year.
The Leaf is done, but like
they have the Aria and then they'll have more stuff eventually. But Nissan's been slow rolling their EV lineup just like Toyota.
Which is silly because they could have been the first Japanese maker to market. They were the first Japanese maker to market. Yeah. And still the only one because Toyota's all in on the hybrid.
Yeah. The Aria is nice, but I don't think it is very competitive. And still, like, some of these same problems. On-off button, range is a lot better than this, but like, okay, yeah.
Is it still the same charging thing?
Charging is faster, but I don't remember the exact number, but it's not that high. It's lower than the Tesla and the Rivian.
But is it still the, what did you
CHADEMO? No, it's CCS. It was done. But I think they still have a slow AC charger. and they have this e-pedal thing still, which I don't know why you don't just do like real true one pedal driving. But also just like it'll be interesting to see like if we come back here in 5 years. But also like there's like beeping like that. I have no idea what that beeping was for. I had the turn signal on.
Also, the tires are very low, and no warning has come on for that. And when we picked it up, I also asked the guy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, there's no light on. It's fine. They look mighty low.
They do. I've seen a lot of cars that with quite low tires. It would be very interesting to see in a few years if we come back here, like how much the EV infrastructure has changed. Other than that private one at the energy company, which I found their offices downtown, but they were closed today. Other than the ones there, like there's probably more chargers at their office there than across the entirety of the rest of the island. There's so little otherwise.
But then there was that random slow charger by the restaurant.
Yeah, like nice new one, but I don't see any other ones like that anywhere else. So I think this has been quite nice to have, and I'm not like necessarily sad about turning back in tomorrow. It's not a car I would like want at heart at home, but it was great for us for this trip. Having a car and like the flexibility that came with it, being able to get all around the island every single day was super nice, and I didn't feel like we were super limited by the range or the charging or anything other than those days that we had the problem. But if we had just like paid more attention or known, then it wouldn't have been a thing, and that was kind of fluky. So this was great. I wish that there were more EV rental options also on this island. It was only like the one company I could find that had any, and the Leaf was the only thing. I'm surprised. I mean, I guess we haven't really seen that many Teslas here, so not surprised I don't have that. I haven't seen like any Polestars, and definitely no like Bolts, which are usually what you find in the EV rental fleets. But I'm surprised they didn't have like even in Nice they had Peugeots, Citroens, and Renaults. In addition to, I forgot what they had, like some Chinese ones.
But okay, you're comparing Nice, which is mainland Europe, to an island in the middle of the Atlantic with what's the population here? Exactly.
Tens of thousands. Yeah. Exactly.
So I mean.
Yeah, I'm not saying like an old Mini.
I would rephrase that and say I'm actually surprised that they did have an EV for you to rent.
Sure. Okay. I just like I'm not surprised, but like it would have been nice if there were even a few like other options too.
Yeah, but
I would like to try out something.
But look at the
different.
average tourist that was coming here. Do you think someone other than you would be able to navigate?
No, nobody else should run to this. This would have been a horrible experience for almost anybody else.
Exactly. Exactly.
Unless you know what you're doing.
Oh my God.
All right, that was a blast. Their beer is very good there at Volcana. And so we had the Kolsch strawberry wheat lager, a pale ale, a IPA, and a red ale, and they were all very good. We did a flight and then a round of our favorites, and love it. So they opened back in March, had to shut down briefly because they sold too much beer and needed to wait to produce more to kind of catch up to it. Had a guy playing guitar there for a while. It was great, and now we're on like 80s dance essentials or something, and it has been awesome. All right, so we're gonna go head back into town now. All right, we're here at the pineapple plantation now. We're gonna go check this out. We got greenhouses you can go look at. It's like a little short guided tour, self-guided tour, and then you can go up to the bar and get pineapple juice, pineapple slices, and pineapple liqueur.
What's pineapple liqueur?
It's alcohol, but you can have it. But I just want to say another thing about this sound system in here.
What's pineapple liqueur?
For mommy and daddy. The sound system in here, we had it cranked all the way up to maximum, which is 40, whatever that means, with the windows down on the highway. Not family scream singing 80s songs and Taylor Swift at the top of your lungs approved. Very weak, like everywhere. Basically it sounds like the speakers, I think there's maybe like 2 up in the very front, and that's about it. I'm sure there's more than that, but that's what it sounds like to me. I am not like the biggest audiophile, and I usually don't even like notice a good versus a mediocre sound system in a car. But this is, oof, ouchies. I would say for sure, if they have an upgrade option, pay for that, it would be worth it. And if not, the first thing you want to do in here is replace this with like your own one. Yikes. Alright, that was a fun little stop. A little quick one, but it was interesting just to see how they grow the pineapples here. So basically they're in those greenhouses. They plant like kind of the stalk of it almost. And then they like paint the top of the greenhouse to control how much light gets in, and then I guess remove it later on or something. And then they have to use, they like make fires, and the smoke apparently is what triggers the pineapples to start flowering, and then the fruit grows off the top of the plants essentially. So cool. And then no like sampling, which is what I thought you could get, but they have a menu at least there. Wasn't like too crazy. We got a quarter of a pineapple and a not a caipirinha, but a I forget what it's called. What was our drink called? I don't remember. What was our drink called? Caparosca. Which maybe is like a caipirinha, but is like the Russian version because it has vodka.
They did have caipirinhas on the menu.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Pineapples were, I mean, quite good. Never had heard about Azorean pineapples before, but enjoyed it.
No.
But this is just this day is just such a example of like the weather here. They call it the island of 4 seasons in a day because it just changes so fast. But when we got here, it was sunny, then overcast, then started raining. Rain lasted for 2 minutes, and now it's getting sunny and beautiful out here. All right, we're gonna go head to dinner.
Hey guys.
There goes my Ami! I'm definitely buying one and importing it. Yeah, all right, back once again for our last night here. Not that much driving around today, so I think we were still at like 85% state of charge. Let's see. Well, whatever. We're gonna charge up just so we're at full charge for the return in the morning. And hopefully no issues with charging tonight. All right, we are saying goodbye to the Leaf this morning. Just unplugged. We are fully charged 200% again, and we are all packed up. So we've managed to fit 3 suitcases back here, plus the 2 charging cables in the emergency kit, and then 3 backpacks. We just had to move the parcel shelf. It goes nice and deep there. There's no like under floor storage, but we still managed to fit a bunch in there. And then fortunately we had to put the stroller up in here, which is fine. Would be nice to have a frunk, but at least that has the nice big trunk. And if we didn't need all 3 back seats, we'd have a lot more room. So it is fairly practical storage-wise. All right, and we've just dropped the car back off at the rental return spot. So we are all set. So with that, I hope you enjoyed coming along with us on our amazing trip here to the Azores. And if you missed any of the parts, make sure to go back and check that out. And if you enjoyed this, please do like and subscribe for more awesome electric adventures, especially family ones like this, coming your way. Loved showing here just how feasible and awesome it is to have an EV, even on a little bit trickier trip like this, where we really weren't familiar with the location very much, and getting around the island could have been difficult without it. So just showing it works out fantastic. Well, with that, let me know what you think in the comments below, and we will see you out there on another adventure soon. Here we go, the jetway, like celebrities.
Daddy, I want to see
Okay.